plaintiff, Renee Reed, says after she married the defendant's son, he went to prison, and the defendant has not supported him during his incarceration. Renee is suing her mother-in-law for unpaid bills and damaged property. Defendant Shirley Reed says her son went to prison for selling drugs, and Renee knew about his illegal activity. Shirley claims 2 weeks after her son went to prison, Renee installed a stripper pole in her home and then moved another man in. Shirley denies owing for anything.
All right, give me some background here.
Okay, I met the defendant over 3 years ago when I started dating her son. We were married about a year and a half later, and 2 weeks after we got married, he went to prison. I didn't know that he was going. He's been in now for almost 2 years.
For what?
Drug charges.
Mm-hmm.
And within those 2 years, Miss Shirley, she hasn't sent her son any money. She hasn't been to visit.
Your husband?
Yes, but that's her son. If I could leave him.
She knew he was going before she married him.
No, I didn't know that he was going.
She knew he was a drug dealer?
Yes, she did. She was spending the money.
Not at all, Your Honor. I actually, before he caught his case, I was only with him for 6 months.
Go ahead.
So,
you wanted her to send him some money in addition to you?
Well, I think that as her son, it would be the right thing to do.
Those are your values. Did you send him some?
Yes, of course. Yes, I've been taking care of him since he's been in. I was going to see him once a month. He's able to call my phone every day. And I would also like to speak on the fact that, yes, he was selling drugs, Your Honor. And she can tell you, my husband has 8 kids. 6 months after he caught his case, he stopped selling drugs, and I took care of him.
I guess he did.
Yes.
He was caught. He was caught. That makes sense.
Yes, but you know, sometimes
He didn't ever get caught.
Ma'am, those are your values. If she knew her son was selling drugs all along, she probably warned him. She probably told him, if you get caught, don't call me. I'm telling you, you should stop. Don't do it. What you're doing is wrong. You have 8 children out here. You should get a regular job, because if you go to prison, you're going to leave 8 children out here by themselves. If you go to jail, that's on you. That's definitely what I'd tell my son. Definitely, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I'd warn him, and then I'd say, I'm not going to be a victim of your illegal activity. How am I a victim? By spending money out of my pocket when exactly what I'm telling you is going to happen happens. So you can't judge her.
She spent more of the money than I did, Your Honor.
I understand.
She definitely did.
Let me get some background from you.
Okay, I know Renee through my son, and I thought she was a nice girl. I still love her in spite of this, but all that is not true. My son, she knew he had to go to prison, because what happened was when the house got broke in, she was there hiding in the closet.
How when you help him, you benefited from him, you bought all them diamonds. Let me see.
That ain't no diamond.
Let's say it.
That ain't no diamond. That's not no diamond. That's just
benefit. And when the man go to prison, you don't have nothing to do with it.
Well,
you had something to do when he was giving you those diamonds. When he was bringing them thousands home.
No, it wasn't like that. That's her story.
Go ahead.
But my story is, Renee Hicks I thought she was good for my son, but I know all her little dirt. But I didn't never air that to my son, because that's not my job, because God see everything she does. She had a stripper pole put in the house. 2 weeks after he went to prison, she had a stripper pole. My daughter went to live with her, and my daughter couldn't stay there because she had a man there already. And next, she put my grandkids out after 2 weeks. Their father was in prison. You put the grandkids out.
Yes,
they had 2, excuse me, I'm talking. They had 2 weeks left in the 9 weeks. She put the kids out. They had to go register another school. Now, what kind of stepmother would do that?
They had a mother of their own.
No, you was taking care of him with them.
How am I going to take care of 3 children, support a husband in prison, and take care of myself also? They have their own mother. I took care
of that stripper pole. You had you know how. You knew how. What you talking about? How? You knew exactly how. You had your plan ready, baby.
She started out 2 weeks. But they had stole everything, because they knew they was already prepared. And I threw her a nice party. I really liked her.
Well, as you just said, your son knew 6 months before going to prison?
He knew he was going. She knew too.
And so he knew to prepare for his own children.
That's right.
Not
That's why
her. Those weren't her children. He knew he was going to prison. He should have done something. He should have come to you and say, Mama, can you take care of my children? Because these are not my wife's children, and something has to be done. He didn't do that?
He prepared for his children to go and live with their mother. They did. They went and lived with their mother.
You didn't put them out then.
No,
they
I
went
did not put
voluntarily.
them out. He know they'll be good with their mom.
All right. What bills and damaged property you're suing for?
I was living in a home for about 6 months, and she called me. She was like going through a little separation with her husband, and she needed a place to stay.
That's not the truth.
Let her finish. Go ahead.
And so she came. They probably came for about 2 weeks, and then I decided to go ahead and I moved out. I left all the utilities in my name, and she was just going to be basically responsible for paying the bills. And in exchange for me leaving the utilities in my name, she allowed me to keep my husband's things and a couple of my things in the backyard, like in a shed.
And what happened? Obviously, she missed some of the payments.
Yes, Your Honor. I actually thought that everything was going fine for a few months. I didn't know until she called me in August and told me that her grandchildren were in the back playing with a lighter and set a piece of paper on fire. They thought they put it out. Ended up setting the shed on fire with my husband's belongings inside and mine. And I was actually out of town. I'm in the military. I was out of town. When I came back, I came to, check out the damages. She told me that everything wasn't set on fire. She said that what wasn't set on fire, the fire department covered it in plastic, so it was fine.
You're suing her because she had supervision over the children at that time?
Yes, she had supervision over the children at that time.
Let me ask you about the utilities you're suing her for.
Okay, after that fire happened is when I actually called to disconnect, get the utilities out of my name. I let her know that I'll be getting out of my name. I didn't know that they were past due until I called to disconnect them.
How much notice did you give her?
What's that?
How much notice did you give her?
She did it the same
a couple days, about 2 days.
Why didn't you give her more notice? Particularly, you knew she had grandkids over there. Why didn't you give her more notice?
And she knows I'm disabled.
Yes, I do, but she also, her adult daughter lives with her. So she's getting another source
How much
of
for
income.
the utility bills are you asking?
$912.
And the damaged property?
$2,086.
You have a list?
Yes, I have pictures.
Okay, let's see them.
And in the incident report that she filled out, she actually gave the value of what she thought was inside.
You have that?
Yes.
I did?
This?
Jesus. I did. I gave the value. I don't even know what was in there. I ain't never been in this shit.
Fire blew out the windows, obviously?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
And everything that wasn't burnt that could have been saved, it was actually outside. She couldn't even bring it in the house.
The fire department did that. I only have use of one
Ma'am, what do you
shoulder.
want to tell me about this?
Sir, she shouldn't be suing me because those kids burnt that down. I didn't burn it down. I don't even go out there. I don't have no use of this shoulder, so how can I pick your stuff up? When I called you, excuse me, I'm talking. I did not talk when you were talking.
Let it finish, ma'am.
I didn't burn it down. I don't even know what was in the shed. All I know, as I finally went back there, you still left your husband's stuff back there. That's not burnt.
Talk to me. You say you're not responsible because you didn't burn it down. The kids burned it down.
And I don't feel responsible for paying her a dime of that.
How many kids were there, ma'am? And you agreed to watch over them?
Yes.
All right. But you wasn't looking then, huh? Did you know where they
kids
were?
Gonna be kids. I knew they was in the backyard. I knew, and the backyard is fenced in.
Where do you think they obtained lighters or matches?
I burn candles all the time.
Okay.
So
you left some around?
Maybe. Maybe.
What do you want to tell me about the utilities?
Now, the utility, what she's saying I owe her, that's not true. Because is anybody going to let me live there and owe them $900 in electricity?
The other issue was shutting down your utilities.
She shut it down, so I didn't know, I didn't get no last bill.
I'm sure
she shut everything down.
I'm sure you suffered or could have suffered some hardship. Ma'am, I'm not going to reward you for your illegal action, you are required to give a person reasonable notice. Suppose she had a child in there that was on an oxygen
Your Honor,
machine.
she agreed when I let her know the day that I came.
Do you have evidence that she agreed?
No, but
I got proof.
when
I got the text messages. She texted me.
Saying what?
The same day she was going to have everything shut off.
And what was your response? And what was your response? Did you say okay?
No.
You got upset about the shed. That's what happened.
That's what
you
happened.
You got mad because the kids burned the shed down and you retaliated. How old are the kids?
3, 5, 4.
I wasn't going to hold you responsible
6.
if they were 10 or 11.
No, they babies.
Well, you definitely should have known where they were, ma'am. And you should have known what they were.
I knew they was in the backyard.
No. You can't leave 4 or 5-year-olds back there in a big backyard with a shed with candles burning.
Believe me, I learned.
What you think gonna happen?
I learned.
How many leaves? This is a big backyard, man. And you got candles all around the backyard. You have an attractive nuisance to a 4-year-old. Oh, there goes some pumpkins. Oh, let me go to these pumpkins. And there's fire. Fire in the pumpkin. Let me grab the fire out of the pumpkin and carry it on over and see what happens. I like fire. I'm 4 years old. Not going to grant you your utilities, ma'am. You didn't give her reasonable notice. I'm not going to grant you that. I will grant you for the damaged property, ma'am. You were negligent in supervising the kids. $2,086 is your judgment. You keep supporting your husband if you like. But Mama warned him, no doubt. Hey, you out there selling drugs, you're going to jail. And when you go to jail, don't call me. My mother used to tell me I wasn't a drug dealer, I was a thug. My mother used to tell me, I know what you're out there doing. Now, when you get caught, don't call me. And when I got caught, I couldn't call her. My friends' mothers, when we go to juvenile, they'd have to come and get me. My mother said, she had a famous statement, you stay there till you rot. Stay there until you rot. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
It is what it is. You need to get your job. That's what you need to do.
Okay.
And don't try to think your pretty face gonna bail you out all the time. You really look very ugly. You really do, because of the way you act.
Sure.
And I'm very surprised at you. I don't care what they do. I'm
you
telling you what.
You shouldn't care what I do either. If you don't care what your own daughters do, you should definitely shouldn't care what I do.
She ain't married. I don't care what you do, because you're a whore.
Okay, well, don't care.
You is a whore.